Welcome back to Doing Divorce Different. I'm Lisa, the divorce mediator and coach who a lot of you know, and someone who has spent years helping women to navigate the most difficult transitions of their life. Today, we're going to talk about 7 common mistakes women make during divorce, and more importantly, how to avoid them. So before I jump in, I just want to be clear. If you're making one of these mistakes, you're not doing anything wrong. Divorce is emotional. It's scary. It's overwhelming. And most people only go through it once. And if you go through it again, you really want to listen and, you want to learn how to not have it happen again. So my goal today is to help you avoid some of the most common pitfalls that can cost you time, money, peace, and unnecessary stress. And I'll do another one about how to not be here again in the future. And I think right now, if you're in the jumble of going through this emotional thing, a divorce is, I think you're going to want to know some of the pitfalls and not to let them scare you. Because remember, I never want these to put fear in you. I always want you to hold on to the hope because it's going to be better on the other side. And this is just here to help you because when we know better, we do better, right? So here's the first one. They're not really in any order. I don't know which one I would categorize as the top mistake, but one of them is making decisions based on emotion instead of information. And it's hard because when people first discover like a betrayal or they're realizing their marriage is ending, there's a lot of hurt, there's anger, there's people that feel scared. And I want you to know that makes sense. That's completely normal. And one of the biggest mistakes I see is making financial or legal decisions while you're operating from pure emotion. And when I'm working with my clients, sometimes I have to get them back to their body. Because when you're in the state of turmoil, it's hard to self coach yourself. Sometimes you just have to take some deep breaths. Sometimes you have to take a little break and move your body um, because you want to be thinking clearly. And it's hard when things are emotional. So, do your best to get into a state, prepare before you go into your mediation or to talk about your divorce, prepare yourself, take care of yourself. Because mistakes happen when you've got that anger and emotion. Like sometimes I've seen women keep the home because they want to fight for it and they want it for their kids and they can't really afford it. And it makes life unbearable. We've got podcasts about that. I've seen people spend thousands of dollars fighting over something that's worth a fraction of the amount of the fight. So when emotions are high, slow down. And I just had some new clients and this is all new to one of the spouses. The spouse is learning about deception and things that have happened. And I said, hey, take a little time. This is new to you. The other spouse knows about it. I want her to get in a good spot before she can move forward. And I don't know if you can call it a good spot, but you can get your mindset better. So, and if you can slow that down, it helps you gather information and understand your options and make decisions from wisdom rather than reaction. Let me tell you, I can do it in all sorts of ways in my own life by reacting. And I have had to learn to stop and slow down, surrender, be in stillness, stop the spin. So, and you know what? You don't have to make every decision today. Just start learning and becoming aware of things surrounding your situation, your finances, and divorce. So give yourself permission to pause, breathe, and get the facts. Because if you're like me, we women rush. I rush. I feel like I have to fix everything right away. Get up, surrender it, be still, give yourself the time. I'm not saying I want this to drag out for your life, but you need time so that you can be in the right mindset. Okay, here's another big mistake. And I have not been through a divorce. I've been through hard times, as most of you know. Um, But this is something that affects me just in life in general, and that is being afraid of finances. Usually in a marriage, one person takes care of the finances and one person just kind of lets it go. I was kind of in charge of paying the bills, but didn't really know the what our assets were. And I'm telling you, and I was afraid. I didn't want to. But once I started learning about our finances, it gave me power. And honestly, it's not that scary. So, one of the most common things I hear from women is, Lisa, I'm terrified about finances because my spouse has handled all the investments. They paid the bills. I don't even know how to log into a retirement account. You are not alone. I didn't either. And that's okay because, like I said, you're not alone. And here's what I want you to know: you do not need to become a financial expert overnight. You just need to become curious because divorce can actually become an opportunity to learn new skills you may have needed before. You may have never needed them before, but you kind of did because it does make you feel stronger and better. So just start by understanding what's coming in every month, what's going out every month. If you want, just send me a little message. Um, and I can send you my spreadsheet that has a little budget that will help you remember, like, oh, garbage is this. And oh yeah, my association fee or whatever things you have that you might not think of. I have that if you need it. You want to know what assets you own. Um, Getting the whole clear big picture is going to help you because this is what I want you to know. The number one worry when I meet with clients is their kids and their finances. And once we have that meeting about the kids and get the parenting plan down, they breathe a sigh of relief. Then we go in and we have that financial and we look at everything and they're so scared coming in. And so many times they feel relief when they look at the whole picture. You can do that on your own. So just know knowledge reduces fear. It really does. Every financial document you review is just one more step to confidence. I have done this and I know you can too. And I've watched countless women, countless clients that I've had say, I can't do this. And then all of a sudden they're like, I've got this. And you just wait. When you're out there a year, you're going to be like, I get to decide how I want to spend my money. There's women doing it all over. No one else is telling you how to spend your money. It's a beautiful gift of this whole stinky situation. Okay, here's another mistake or misthought is that thinking the court will deliver emotional justice. They don't. So, and this one kind of surprises people. And I always give legal information about what the laws are. And they do basically say, divide things 50-50 here. So many people believe that the legal system is going to punish bad behavior. The truth is, divorce courts generally focus on just dividing the assets and then addressing support issues, creating parenting plans, setting up the child support. There's not they're not there to heal your emotions, obviously, and they're not there to validate every hurt. So they're not going to listen to you if you start talking about the bad things that happen. And they're usually not there to punish someone, for being a bad spouse in these situations. So just know that because I know we can get focused on the things that happen. This is what I want you to focus on: your future. And yes, know the laws, know that, things should be divided 50-50 in general, and understand spousal maintenance and if you need it and how long you need it. Or I have a podcast about that. Send me a note if you have um, more questions. And it's interesting too, because when women are going through this, sometimes the emotions make them quit too early. They just go, I don't want to deal with this anymore. And they don't get what they need. And the judge is going to let you do that. I've seen women give up a lot of assets and men that they don't need to, but the other person is a bully or they're not leaving the house or whatever it is. And so they give that up. They give up a lot of the assets that are just legally theirs because they just want to get that person out of their life. I'm not saying that's not legit. I just want you to know, I want you to really think through your future and if that's what you really need, because this can be a marathon depending on who you're up against. But I don't want you to give up something that you really are going to need and that really should be yours according to the law, just to get it over with. So it goes both ways. I don't want you to fight over something that doesn't make sense. So, okay, here's mistake number 4. I got to keep moving. Um, and I had a past friend who did this all the time. And I know, like, I can't be a no because I know it's hard. Using your children as messengers, therapists, or allies. Do not alienate them from the other parent. In my situation, this uh, woman who used to be my friend was hurt. I mean, there were issues in the marriage, and yeah, it was horrible. And her husband cheated on her, and she told her daughter, who was in kindergarten, she used her as her therapist. She told her everything bad about her dad. She kept the dad away, and that's everybody knows that they're half their dad and half their mom, and everybody, they need that relationships. People screw up, and your kids don't need to carry that. They do not need to carry that. Get a therapist. And this gal did, and she had friends, but she still did it. She just wanted her daughter to hate her dad as much as she did. And I know divorce hurts, but your kids should never carry that emotional weight of divorce. And they shouldn't deliver a message. They shouldn't take sides. They shouldn't hear the details. Never become their therapist. Um, Even adult children, guys, they can feel trapped. I know they can handle more, but it's still a big deal for them. Even when you're hurt, even when it's difficult, even when you're disappointed, your children didn't create the divorce and they shouldn't have to carry it. So you're hurting them by, it's kind of like you're bringing the hurt your spouse put on you, and now you're sharing it with your kid. Why? You don't need to do that. Mistake number 5, refusing help. Guys, this is my biggest thing. I have this great friend, Shannon. And when I was going through my treatment for when they caught that stage 1 breast cancer, people would say, like, what do you need? And I would never say. It's really hard. And I do want to make this little point. If you're on the other end, fly in and help, because I can accept it when people just come in and bring me a meal, but I can't tell you I made a meal. But I need to, and I know my mama, she is so cute. She's 80, almost 82, and she hates asking for help. And we have to, because as we age, when things happen in life, we need help. And I'm just going to tell you, my husband had heart surgery, and I didn't think it was going to be as big of a deal as it was, because we were kind of led to believe this robotic surgery wouldn't be that bad. And it was awful. And I came home. I hadn't done any preparing. I didn't have any meals, and I didn't ask anyone for help. I thought I had to do it on myself. And we don't. Let's heal from this, because, and I'm telling you, it's common among strong women because we have spent our lives taking care of everyone else. Divorce is not a time to do everything alone. Build a team. Maybe there's a therapist, a coach. I can coach you. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you, I have this new group. You can ask for a link. You can find it on my website. It's $47 a month. We get together every Wednesday at noon Central Standard Time, and I'm there talking through. I'll have a topic that'll last about 20 to 30 minutes, and then I'm there to answer any questions that you have. And then we have a little community, and it's a positive place. It's a support group for you if you're going through something hard like divorce. And it doesn't just have to be divorce. But that is the gist of it. It's called Divorce Comeback. But I'm telling you, if you are a woman of my age and coming back from anything, it can be helpful. So you need trusted friends. I think a church is good. And I have issues because I church jump, and I feel like I need to find one, because that can be a community. It matters for our overall well-being. And that's what I have a little note here. Don't forget to talk about the Divorce Comeback Club, because I watch women heal faster when they realize they weren't alone. And that's why I want this group. I actually did a group divorce mediation where I had couples come together. And the women said, "This is so healing." We did their divorces together. They had couples. We didn't, we could have separate meetings, but we would go through the gist of it together. I'm not doing that right now. I'm doing the comeback, divorce comeback, but it is that group setting that one of the women was like, "This is so therapeutic." Okay. Mistake number 6, that you forget to take care of your body. It's the thing you hear all the time. Put the oxygen mask on yourself first. I know we get sick of hearing that, but it's so true. If you are going to serve God in whatever capacity he's got set out for you, as a mother, as a grandma, as a store clerk, as a whatever it is, he's using you, and you got to take care of you because he loves you, and your whole body is a gift. So this is incredibly important to me. And stress affects everything, and it's the thing that I have the hardest time with, even when I feel my life is going great. So do everything you can to get your sleep. It feels so good. Just let yourself go to bed. I sleep awful. I'm a, menopausal woman, and I wake up all the time, but I give myself such a long time in bed. I usually get enough sleep anyway. So watch your hormones. I mean, you can go to a physician if you feel like you're needing some support hormonally, because that's real. And we have podcasts on that. You want to just make sure you have energy, and taking care of your body is what's going to help your mood. Remember how they say like getting out for a walk for 30 minutes is just as effective as an antidepressant? Take care of yourself. Enjoy that walk. Take a beautiful one. Do it with a friend. It's going to help with your decision making and your mood and your energy and all the things set. So when we're overwhelmed, taking care of ourselves is the first thing to go. When I went through my hard time, I kind of had to surrender everything. And it brought me back to that because it was kind of we really can't control much, but we can control how we love ourselves and how we respond to things. So take a walk, lifting weights is so good, eating your protein, get outside, drink water, get sunshine, rest when you're tired, take a nap. It's okay. If you're like me, I thought like, oh, you had to be up at the crack of dawn. And that was like showing you were a successful person. A successful person knows when to rest because then they can use their gifts. And we're all different. I probably need more sleep than most people, but who cares? It doesn't mean I'm lazy. And I think I always thought it did. So I'm not talking about being perfect with any of this, because that can be a problem too, because you do have to surrender it and you have to have joy in it. But just think about what feels right. And sometimes I eat ice cream because it feels right to me at that time and it brings me a little bit of joy. It's going to help you stay strong to navigate your hard conversations and strong enough to make good decisions. It's going to help you build your next chapter, and you deserve it. You're worthy. You deserve to take care of yourself like you're your baby or your puppy or whatever. Take care of yourself because God loves you and you're important. The last mistake I'm going to talk about is letting go of hope. Oh, this probably I should have put first. This is the thing I don't want to have happen, because when we're in dire situations, we can let go of hope. This is what I just need to say is, when you get on the other side of this, if you do this right and put time into yourself, you're going to learn so much. You're going to be thankful. You're going to be thankful for what you went through. You're not going to like that you went through it, but you're going to have had so much growth. You're not going to want to go through it again, but you're going to have so much growth. So, I think this might be the biggest mistake of all, is that letting go of that hope, because divorce can feel like someone ripped up the map of your life. The future you imagined may not be the future you're living, but please don't confuse the end of the chapter with the end of the story. One of the greatest privileges of my work is watching women rebuild. I've seen women discover confidence they didn't know they had. I've experienced it myself through hard times. I've seen women start businesses. They've been on this podcast. I've seen women strengthen their faith. I've experienced that. I've seen women create beautiful friendships through going through this hard. I've seen them reconnect with joy, something that I was completely missing from my life. Not that I had a icky life, but I wasn't thinking about what brings me joy. That's important, ladies. And and it's not because divorce was easy. These women reconnected with joy, but it's because they refused to let go of hope. And it's not pretending that everything is okay because it's not. Hope is believing something good can still come from something hard. Something good can still come from something hard. So if you're listening today, I want you to borrow some of my hope. Believe it, borrow it from me until you can find your own, because I have seen what's possible on the other side. And often it's far better than people can imagine when they're in the middle of the storm. You can't even see that, but it's even better than what you're going to hope for. If you're listening today and you're in the middle of a divorce, I want you to hear this. You do not have to do everything perfectly. You just need to keep taking the next right step, small steps. Get the information, learn about the finances, protect your children, ask for help, take care of your body, hold on to hope one step at a time, one day at a time. And remember, divorce is something you're going through. It's not who you are. And as I always say, midlife is not your crisis, it's your comeback. Thanks so much for being here.